Welcome to the Fall 2024 Programming Fundamentals with C Sharp. I'm Jim Kaufman from Rankin Technical College, and I will guide you through this journey into C Sharp programming. This course is designed to build a solid foundation in C Sharp, equipping you with the skills and knowledge needed to excel in software development. Get ready to dive into hands-on coding, explore key programming concepts, and tackle real-world challenges. I'm looking forward to working with each of you and helping you reach your full potential in this course. So the objectives of this video, I'm going to do a quick instructor introduction and tell you how I got started in the software industry. We'll do an introduction to the Application and Web Development Technology program. We'll discuss how to succeed in this course. Take a look at some specific jobs that are specific to the skills that you'll learn in this course. We will discuss the online course format, how attendance is determined every week. We'll discuss a little bit about the withdrawing from this course. We will discuss the work ethic grade, and actually at the end we're going to go ahead and reiterate how to succeed in this course again, okay? So I have 18 years working as a software developer, more than 2 years managing software development teams. I went through a program at St. Louis University, a certificate in web development program, and also I have a BA in business management. A bit about my journey and how I got started in the software industry. Back in the late 1990s, I was working part-time at a real estate office. We used computers to look up information on homes using what's called the multiple listing service. So it was actually an application that was deployed on the individual machines. Really, it wasn't a web application. Web was pretty new back then, right? But being on the computer and stuff, I noticed that there was a browser. A lot of people in my office didn't even know that we had internet access and could do that. But I was playing around and I seen that we had a browser on there, and I started playing around and started looking at different websites, and websites back then were a lot different than they are now. They're pretty basic. Most of them were just directories and a bunch of links. But I started really becoming interesting on asking myself, how did they do this? How do they do that? Right. So then my curiosity led me to explore how to view the source of the web pages, and I figure out how to do that, and started looking at the source and to figure out how those web pages were built. And as I delved deeper, my interest in web development grew, and and I noticed that there was a growing demand for people in this area, and so I decided to pursue a certificate program at St. Louis University. Shortly after completing this program, I landed my first job as a junior programmer at A.G. Edwards, which was a stock brokerage company that was eventually acquired by Wells Fargo. Over the years, I've had opportunity to work at some other companies as well as a federal contractor. I worked for some agencies such as the Department of Defense, the USDA, which is the Department of Agriculture, and also at NOAA, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, which can be a tongue twister there, trying to say that sometimes. I also did a little bit of work at NASA as well. So I've been at quite a few different places, and and had a lot of very interesting experiences. And now most recently I've taken on a role as an instructor at Rankin Community College, or Technical College, excuse me. My experience in the software industry has been, diverse and rewarding, and I hope the same. I hope the same for you as well. So how to succeed in this course? This course is a 14 credit hour course. A significant commitment of your time is necessary to do well in this course. This fall semester of this course is 80 days, 16 weeks. To succeed in this course, it's a good rule of thumb to dedicate, somewhere around maybe like 24 hours per week. Some students may need more time, while others might complete it and their work in less time. The next thing is, important thing to do is really create a plan and schedule, and stick to it. Don't wait till the last day of the week to start your assignments. Instead allocate time throughout the week with the aim to make progress every day. Right. Read the book chapters. The book chapters give you a good foundation. You may not understand everything in there, but still try to get through it. But it'll give you a good foundation and the necessary information to pass the written test. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We have various options available to provide additional assistance. I can work with you online individually. I live closer to the Wentzville campus, and I can meet you there. Also, we have a dedicated tutor for the course, and you can schedule an appointment to work with them as well. The most important thing is not to give up. Keep at it. You can do this. So here we have the 4 different courses that are part of the Application Web Development Technology program. The first 2, which is the Web Development Technologies, and this course, which is the Programming Fundamentals with C#. When you start one of these courses, these can be done in any order. You can do the Web Development Technologies course first, or you can do the Programming Fundamentals with C# first, and then the subsequent semester you'll do the other one, right? So both of these courses though have to be completed before you can do the second year courses, and these 2 are the second year courses, and these are much more for database related type, database driven type courses, and the AWD 1111 course here. This is pretty much an extension of the AWD 1000 course. And the AWD 115 course is an extension of the Programming Fundamentals with C#. Okay. Real quickly here, the Web Development Technologies course, this is really just about basically creating websites. And the technologies that are used for that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the basic technologies used there. Now, the C#, that's basically, this offers the, introduction to writing programs. C# is considered an object-oriented programming language. We're going to talk about what all that means later, so I don't want you to get too hung up on any of this. But we'll be doing a lot of coding, a lot of hands-on labs and stuff for you to get to learn this language and hopefully excel at it. Okay. I do want to go ahead and show you a little bit of what this looks like, this C#. And let me pull that up. So actually, this is a portfolio that one of the students who graduated back in May has, and he has screenshot. He has different parts of this. Here's his actually real portfolio, and then he has links to the C# stuff. And just real quick here with this portfolio. So he's got his resume out here. This is part of what you're going to be doing as part of the program. You want to kind of build this thing and continue to build this thing through all 4 of your courses that you have at Rankin, so that you'll have something that you can show employers, the work you've done. Some things it's okay if they're just screenshots and links, but some things you really want to have live applications running that you can link to. Okay. So here's some. He has some screenshots of different C sharp programs that he wrote while he was in the C sharp course. This is not all of them. This is just a handful of them. And you can see here he's got this view source code tab. So if you click this, what it will do, it's going to open up what's called a GitHub repository. And so he actually has some of his stuff out here in the GitHub repository for his portfolio. He's got my portfolio. And so that so a prospective employer could actually go out here and look at his code and take a look at it. This is kind of what you'll want to do as well. Okay. Now, one other thing I did want to show you real quick here about C# is I'm going to show you what we use to create our code. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here we go. So this is called Visual Studio. This is Microsoft Visual Studio. And this is what's called an IDE, which is Integrated Development Environment. And what that means is that, besides just writing the code, there's other functionality. You can usually run and what's called run and debug programs within the IDE. Some things that you can use for coding are just sometimes are some like basic editors where you can write your code, it formats it for you, and then you just save it. But then you're going to have to get outside of that editor to actually run your applications. But with an IDE, you can actually run your application within the editor itself, and so this is within the IDE itself. So this is, don't worry about all this. We're going to learn how to do all this stuff, but this is code for this final project he did. And if I click up here at the top, it's going to actually bring up his final project here. Now, some of this, I know that there's like a date part of it was attached to a database, which is not it's not configured right now. But, this is the basic screen he has. And these are the kinds of things we'll be building in this course. Okay. This and many others. So just kind of want to give you a quick view of the, what we're using to make our code and what it kind of looks like when what you can do with the code, right? So we're going to exit this and get back to our presentation. Okay, so, a lot of this, I don't want to get too involved in these future courses, but, it's just the fact that, just remember that, one of them's going to kind of expand, this third one in the list is going to expand on the first one, and this fourth one listed is going to kind of expand on this second one, okay? But obviously you have to make it through these first two before you can start either of the second year courses, okay? So here's some jobs that are specific for this course. We have a software developer / engineer. Now these can mean different things at different places. What, maybe what's a software developer at one company can be really a web developer at another. So it's not always like written in stone that this is exactly what a web developer does. A software developer might be doing game development, and mobile app development could potentially be doing different things. It just depends on the organization and, how they define their jobs and titles they give to them. Some places have some basic titles and some, some companies have very specific titles for the position that you're in. Okay. But here's a software developer, and this is kind of, all about maintaining software applications using C#, including desktop applications, web applications, backend services. Don't worry about understanding all this right now. This is something that you'll learn throughout, the program here at Rankin. So, and then here's a web developer. This is using creating dynamic websites. You have a game developer, a mobile app developer, a back-end developer. So these first, let's see, we have these first five. These are all basically development related jobs. Now I've got three other ones here because maybe you get into this and you like you enjoy parts of it. Maybe you're not someone who decides I want to be a, maybe you don't want to be a coder every day, and maybe you want to do something a little different. So they have other types of positions on a project and in companies besides just developers. Here QA stands for quality assurance. So you have a quality assurance analyst or tester. And so someone in this kind of a position, they're going to like execute test plans to test the software applications. And they're not necessarily going to be programming, but any knowledge, the knowledge that you would still gain from this course can help you in like identifying issues and understanding the software's behaviors. It can help you in communicating with your team members when you understand what C# is, or any kind of programming language, understanding some of the basics, right? Some of the programming basics. Here's a technical support specialist, and this is basically troubleshooting issues and resolving technical problems. And this isn't someone who is necessarily programming every day. They're just helping troubleshoot issues. And then here you got a system analyst, which is analyzes and designs information systems. So here's these three here are ones that are not necessarily day in day out programming, and so for this course, here's the format for this course. What we're going to have is we're going to have some instructor-led live sessions, right? And so I will be holding live online sessions via Microsoft Teams, where we'll cover book chapters, key concepts, assignments, and other relevant topics. In addition, there will be dedicated lab days where I'll be available to assist as needed. But all live sessions will be recorded for those who are unable to attend and added to a YouTube playlist for the course. The course textbook is the Murax C# 7th edition. And this is available at the St. Louis campus bookstore downtown. And or it could be sent to Wentzville campus. If you let me know you need a book sent to Wentzville campus, I can get it sent out there. Wentzville campus does not have a bookstore, but we can still get it sent out there. If you live closer to the Wentzville campus and you'd like to pick up a book there, you let me know. Otherwise, it needs to be picked up at the St. Louis campus bookstore. Okay? And just a note, books cannot be mailed to the student from the bookstore. So you'll have to pick one up in person, either at the St. Louis campus or at the Wentzville campus. So there'll be different assignments in this course. There'll be different forms of homework, hands-on test, labs, and written test. So the written test will be performed within Inside Rankin, on the website Inside Rankin. These other assignments will be in what's called a GitHub repository that we kind of talked about here a little bit ago. And so you will commit your work to this GitHub repository, these other things. But the written test will be taken on Inside Rankin. Okay. There will also be some additional resources, other reading materials, study guides, website links, and handouts would also be provided to assist you. We do have a student tutor that's assigned to our course, so I will send you an email with his contact information, and don't be afraid to ask them for their help. That's what they're there for. A lot of students seem not to want to ask for help, but that's what they're there for, and they can really help you. So how is attendance determined every week? So first of all, attendance online courses run Monday at 12 a.m. through Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Okay. Attendance is recorded every Monday morning for the previous week. The maximum allowable days of absence for the course is 2. So when you're saying 2, you're not talking about 2 days. You're talking about 2 weeks that you didn't complete some work, right? And we'll discuss that here in a minute. If you do exceed 2 absences, the registrar's office will automatically withdraw you from the course. Students must, to be counted as present, students must actively participate in at least once per week to be counted present in their online course for that week. To satisfy weekly attendance requirements online, students must complete one of the following actions. And for this course, it's going to be basically of 2 types. Either you completed a written test on Inside Rankin, or you must submit a fully completed assignments to your GitHub repository, ensuring a genuine attempt to complete your work. So, you can't just throw a file out there that, you put together in 5 minutes. That's not going to be enough. You have to make a genuine attempt to actually do the assignment. Okay. Now, this is like the minimum requirements just to be present for the course. If you're only doing just the minimum to be present for the course, you're not going to be able to pass the course. You're going to have to do much more than just the minimum to be present for the course. You're going to have to do much more than that to actually pass the course. But this is the minimum requirements to be considered present. Okay. So here I have the course withdrawal and refund policy. And the reason I have this is, just to let you know, because sometimes people realize, I kind of made a mistake. This ain't a good time for me. I've got too many personal things going on. This ain't a good time to start this course. I just want to let you know especially, if you're paying out of your pocket for this course, to get 100% credit, refund, you must drop this course before the semester starts. So this semester starts on August 26th. So you'll need to withdraw from this course before then to get 100% credit, right? No matter what you do, just make sure that, you understand all the consequences of doing things, especially if you're getting financial aid and things like that. There's different consequences and it varies, student to student. So you just need to make sure you talk to, the people that, you talk to in administration, before signing up for the course in the first place, right? So they're going to be able to help you much more than I'm going to be able to do anything for you in that area. So just to let you know, for some reason, like I said, you decide, in a bad time for this course, you need to withdraw pretty much right away. To get 100%. And here for the first week of the semester, if you withdraw within that first week, you get 90%. Second week, 60%. So just wanted to make sure, I communicated this to you. Another thing I wanted to talk about is work ethic grade. And so this is another grade that you get for each course that you're in. And this is based on different areas, and here here's the different areas: pride in performance, ability to get along with others, positive attitude and approach, respect for workplace, and honesty. So a lot of this is a lot different for the online courses as opposed to in-person courses. With the in-person courses, you're in a class with other students. It's a much bigger factor, of getting along with other students and stuff. But it can also be a possibility, also in an online course. You're going to be talking to some student. You may be talking to another student. You talk to your instructor. You talk to different administrative persons within Rankin. So the important thing is, just make sure that you're treating everybody with dignity and respect, and that will pretty much take care of that, right? And then also, there's a lot of things in the in-person class. You have to be wearing the correct uniform, and everything else. Appearance is important in person. Online, that's none of that's really a factor. But there's other areas. Honesty is important. If your academic dishonesty can be a problem with an online course, things like that. So there's things that you have to be cognizant of. But obviously, it's not much. It's not as big of a deal as an in-person class. So real quick here, just want to go here. These are the different ways you are graded as exceeding expectations, meeting expectations, needs improvement, right? This needs improvement, and this is does not meet expectations. So everybody starts out with meeting expectations, and you go from there. Most people, this is what they'll start with, and this is what they'll end with. But there are some areas where you could be, exceeding or needs improvement, and hopefully you don't do anything that's going to run into, does not meet standards, right? Just want to also mention that there is part of your transcript also does include this work ethic grade. So this work ethic grade really, if something happens and if you have needs improvement or exceeds on one of these areas, it's not going to change your grade much. It's very minuscule, actually, how much it changes your grade. Unless the biggest problem is if you end up in this does not meet. Okay, if you end up in this does not meet standards, then that could become a big problem. Okay, so just kind of wanted to go over this with you. So just to kind of wrap things up, I know we already discussed this, but kind of just wanted to review this one more time. This, like I said, this is a 14 credit hour course. And a significant commitment of your time is necessary to do well in this course. I've just come up with this rule of thumb of 25 hours. Could be less, could be more. It all depends on your technical expertise, your what kind of programming knowledge and experience you might already have. And just because you don't have a lot of programming knowledge, it comes natural to some people more than others. Doesn't mean that eventually you won't become very successful at it, right? Some people just have to work harder to become successful at it. All right. Make sure you create a plan and schedule and you stick with it. Don't wait until the last day of the week to start your assignments. If people are the students, I should say, the students that are attending the live sessions, they're going to probably be much more likely to be working on their assignments day in, day out. The struggle sometimes becomes, with people who are working full time and have other responsibilities, and they just kind of put everything off until the end of the week, and that's kind of a big challenge there for them, right? So, but just try to allocate time throughout the week to and try to make a little bit of progress every day. Read the book chapters. It's really going to help you with the written test. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and most importantly, don't give up. If you keep at it, you will succeed. Right. So that's all I have here for this video. I think the next video I'll probably have will be on setting up your environment. I hope to have that released in the next day or so. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you all later. Take care.